seeing that suspicious lantern dropping for you. Of course, we can't talk about extra damage without mentioning a very interesting mechanic via the Thunder Flame Seal. Now, this is something that's completely farmable, so you can get multiple per single playthrough, and each provides a 30 extra mana for you. So if you get 3, for example, in one playthrough, that's 90 mana. Really, really good. But we don't use that to summon abilities or cast spells. It's actually best if you use this with the Spellbounder via the smart move mana to attack rating conversion. For example, at 585 mana in this case, a rank 2 smart move converts that into almost 100 extra attack. Basically, be double damage, and it lasts for a very long time, pretty much as long as you keep that Spellbinder on. The thing about this is that the damage provided only takes a snapshot of your current mana at the time of the Spellbinder activation, meaning that once activated, Spellbinder eventually just rinse off the Thunderstorm seal and replace them with other bundle conversion items. So you can pretty much have that, and you're still going to be paying the full damage conversion that you had when you had the seals on. Now to get this, it's a very rare drop from some of these electric engines and the Thunderclap temples. Right from the end, you immediately find 4 of them, and about 4 deeper into the temple. It is going to be a very long farm, so
because all of the VFX workers are dreadfully overworked. The industry is cruel to VFX workers, so they're not able to shine like they were for Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're able to actually hone their craft and deliver masterpieces. Instead, they're all worked harder than my butt after I eat a Crunchwrap Supreme, and they're not able to deliver the quality that they are capable of. And I know it's not their fault at all. It's these strict deadlines that for some reason they're just like, go, go, go. This needs to come out ASAP. I don't care if it looks terrible. And I don't get it. This is like probably the most important department for most blockbusters because if the movie doesn't look good, most people are going to write it off immediately. Just start yawning and rolling their eyes and just call the movie trash because it doesn't look how they would expect it to. And the audience isn't wrong for that criticism. It's the reptilians in the suits at the top of the food chain that are wrong. Like, I don't know where this money goes. Now, what made me really want to talk about this is I started watching a show called Those About to Die. Now, I haven't heard any buzz about this show. The only reason I know about it is because I am a huge Roland Emmerich fan. mainly because of Moonfall. He directed Moonfall, which I've said probably close to 1,000,000 times. I am always preaching the gospel about Moonfall being the best bad movie ever made. It is actually probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, even though it is an objectively horrible film, because it is a disaster masterpiece in every possible category, which ends up making it an extremely entertaining film and one of the best movie experiences you could ask for. I couldn't suck Moonfall's cock harder if I had 2 mouths. I can't help but just sing its praises. Point is, Roland Emmerich directed that movie, so he's got a fan for life in me. I'm a huge Emmerich enthusiast. So he directed Those About to Die. It's about the Roman Empire and the games, and a lot of hoopla going on. And I checked it out just because I had to see what my boy Emmerich is up to. I kind of went into this expecting it to be not great, because that's what I've come to expect from it, but I expect it to be entertaining. Spoiler alert, the big surprise, the big twist about this one is I wasn't that entertained. It's not bad. Like, it's not a bad show. It's just really, there's nothing special about it. It just kind of ends up being white noise. I actually finished watching it. I don't think I'm going to either. Like, it's just kind of a scooter. Mainly because it's not bad enough to be, like, so bad, and it's not good that it's, like, actually captivate me and have me invested in it. But that means to do something else. But when I finished watching an episode tonight, I decided to look up what people were saying about it, if anyone was even talking about it, because I didn't hear a peep about this. I heard more about Concord than I did for Those About to Die. And one of the first things I saw when I looked it up is that this motherfucker has a budget of $150 million. Break that down for me. Give me the line items here. Show me the Carfax. Oh, because it is not a good-looking show. One of the main critiques that you'll find about this show from the people that have watched it is how bad it looks pretty often, like really rough CGI, obvious green screen. And that was one of the first things I picked up on as well, because even in episode 1, there are moments where the green screen actually seems like thinking at a joke level when he's running away from the boulder. I would have never guessed this is a this enough. I would have never told me that this had a budget of $150 million. Well, I'm not laughing anymore. Now I'm just kind of mad because there is no reason why this show would cost that much. When I was watching it, I honestly thought it was some kind of like Roland Emmerich passion project that he may have even chipped in to self-fund with money that he pulled up from his mattress. You know, like, it is not a show that looks like $150 million. Not even close. Like, it's not like it bothered me that much. I was definitely willing to forgive lackluster visuals because there are moments in it that do look good, for sure. And I had no idea that it was $150 million, so it's not like I went in there expecting to have, like, you know, breathtaking visuals or anything. And there are moments that do look good, but for the most part, it doesn't look like you would expect something to look for that amount of money. Where does it go? Where does the $150 million go for a show like Those About to Die? And how can it possibly be expected to be financially successful for Peacock? Again, I didn't hear anyone talking about this. I had to go digging to even find discussion on it, and I only heard about it because I follow Roland Emmerich. But I can't even fathom how much money this would need to generate to turn even the slightest profit to make it worth it. This, again, feels like it's doomed for failure because of a bloated budget. This did not need to be that much money. It shouldn't have been that much money, not even close. I feel like if every Peacock subscriber watched Those About to Die twice, it still wouldn't be enough to justify that budget. Like, it still wouldn't be deemed a, like, financial successful investment. How does this model of investing hundreds of millions of dollars into, like, 8 to 10 episodes of a TV show possibly have any chance of working? And the shows that get produced with these massive budgets, they're not performing well, even if they weren't that much money. Like, they're still flopping, and they're not being received that well. The shows aren't that great, so the money will be going to, like, the writers. It's definitely not going to the visuals. So where does it go? Another great example of this phenomenon is Amazon's Rings of Power. It's basically $1 billion budget for that show. And the vast majority of that, the fucking huge chunk of that show, is just few characters blabbering to each other, talking to someone in a few different locations over the course of an episode, or aimlessly acting as a step on this. God bless. I don't even. Not going to get into the weeds of Rings of Power again. But the point is, that show is mainly just characters talking to each other. Like there's not a whole lot going on. Why is it costing $1 billion? It doesn't look significantly better than other shows with a fraction of of that budget. It's like I don't know where this money goes or why they're spending that much money on it. There must be some huge scam. Like there must be someone that's making a killing convincing these studios to spend that much money on shows like this. It's so silly, stupid. It makes no sense. It's not like you need to be spending hundreds of millions of dollars to create a great TV series. Like let's take for example the best TV show ever made, Breaking Bad. I know there's a lukewarm take right there. There's a lot of people that also think Breaking Bad is one of, if not the best TV show ever produced. And that had a budget of about $3 million per episode. So, like, a single season of Breaking Bad would cost about $40 million. At $40 million, that's probably not even enough to make 3 episodes of Rings of Power, which is unhinged. Like, it's so unnecessary. These budgets, they just don't make sense. And movies, I'm talking about TV a lot like that, but it extends to movies as well. Like I mentioned with Borderlands, for example. Budgets are just truly out of control, and I cannot figure out what that is happening. But anyway, just wanted to rant about this. Yeah.
Let go. Let go. Looking for the same way. Looking for the same way. Hey, we're back with another episode of Before You Die. That show will give you some straight up gameplay and first impressions of the latest games releasing. As usual, it's me, Jake Dowd. This is a global developer that's looking for their first So, yeah, if you have this, it's important to note that Wukong is inspired by the simple classical training model springs from stress. Now, this to me is one of the game's defining bits. It's why I was interested. You play as a badass monkey with a staff, and you go on a Disney character adventure fighting creatures, raptors, ancient monks, dragons, you name it. This is a fairly linearly structured game with some diversions. It's not really a Souls-like.
like many people expected. Sure, rest and level up at like bonfire checkpoints, that's really where the comparisons end. This is an action combat adventure with light RPG elements. You have some stats to worry about, but you're not upgrading like a multitude of stats like endurance and strength and magic and intelligence. No, it's all just focused on, the basic level up and simple loot and character progression for a skill tree, and some other tricks along the way. Now, your character as a baseline has a heavy and light attack as well as a damage. A lot of it is listed as focus points, so you can dodge and strike well towards your side, or hold them up to waste some stamina and charge it up, and then bang. When you have these points, you can actually help all of them heavy attacks that can often stagger you. Perfect dodges are rewarded with a satisfying effect and a little bonus. So get that focus stored up and hit try to so satisfying that you stick with that as the main event. There's targeted stat avoiding some damage while also charging up a big downward slam. There's more, and I'm still experimenting with them, but I'll let you discover them. They seem pretty situational, and I've had a tendency to only swap to and use them in specific instances more than just having them equipped and using them consistently. Even still, sometimes it's tough to learn where exactly the stance might work because enemy attacks are so insane and aggressive. It can take a lot of trial and error to really get what the hell you're doing with a stance. A lot of the times you're given these stances and then their use case is just spelled out for you. You gotta but still, I kind of like it. Along with that, you have a magic meter that you can spend on special abilities. The first one introduced you to temporary and pretty short enemy points, like catching them for just enough time to land a few hits. They're offensive, some that help a little bit in the defense department, and they're paced throughout the game and seem effective. It's just so good to screw over and they each are on cooldowns, but the bigger challenge and strategy is not burning your entire you're really good. You're also essentially our hero character is canonically like a shapeshifter, and throughout the game, you can do and earn the ability to transform into these enemies temporarily. There's a full transformation where like you can temporarily become a different creature and walk around and kick ass, or ones that you trigger and you will transform for a moment for like a quick thing, or like a big special one-hit attack, or like a poison blast, stuff like that. These things give variation to a pretty simple striking combat system. You can do light attacks and then time it right with a heavy attack, and the animations are incredible, but after a while, you find yourself just doing the same best possible. It really only matters when it feels like a grind, or like when you're fighting low-level enemies. The more complex bosses, you really have bigger things to worry about. If the combat looks really the most laser-precise, balanced thing, no. This is where you might be disappointed if you were looking for even more depth, but go ahead, probably good. That's what I don't know the basics of really just here for the ride and to be exposed to Chinese myth. You get mysterious tales, beautiful vignettes, thoughtful words, really well-designed and cool characters, you really get a good feel for a Zelda story. You just kind of go along, things happen, and characters say things, quote random things, and it really does not do a good job of ushering people into these ancient tales. I was still curious the whole time and had fun seeing cool stuff, but I wasn't like compelled or emotionally invested. It's just like a sequence of really cool stuff. Now the game is structured in chapters. There's typically a big bad boss at the end of a chapter, and it's a matter of you getting your way there. you might run into one mid-boss that kicks your ass, so find another alternating path that likely brings you to the first. Occasionally you'll run into an NPC or a little mystery, but this is mostly areas with a few mountain-type enemies that mostly aren't too crazy, and then a few tougher guys here and there, and then lots of stuff. I mean, you can fight one unique boss, walk through the hallway, and then bam, there's a completely different boss ready for it. It's really big. Like I said, the amount of it's really just stuff. The amount of time I was like with like screen filling animations and explosions, thinking, oh man, this is going to be the end of this whole thing. Maybe I'll just cut something. And then I finally did that, and then nope, that's there's pedestrian bomb in the middle of a level with another one right on the corner. Mid-boss in this game rival some of the best bosses in other like regular action games, and that's really damn impressive. From the level of challenge to the music and setting to like the over-the-top crazy movesets in some of these enemies, it's just nuts. And I can have a lot of fun just consistently encountering new cool stuff. It makes it feel really well paced and also got me a little addicted, man. Like I kept playing after I said I'd stop because I just wanted to see the next new thing around the channel. And it's just really fun when you get a good run down. When the combat hits, it hits. Now, some of the big boss enemies go so insane that they will actually trap you in a corner and like the camera lock on screws up and makes it so you can't see attacks are coming. This happened to me way more than I'd like. And it was pretty annoying when I was doing well, but happened to get boxed into a corner by a taller enemy who jumps in the air, and then the camera gets stuck and it tries to pan up. It's just a mess, and then I can't see big hits coming my way. Very frustrating. Also, for talking about annoying stuff, this game really needs a map. As far as I know, you can find one, even if it's it is worth noting that you can revisit and travel back to previous areas of previous little bonfires, but that doesn't really show you much. Getting a good read on an environment on a land. But man, I will compliment the look of these areas. The level design wise, everything was simple. And I did think some of some which was something. But otherwise, damn, these areas look really good graphically. Look at grasslands, deserts, lush green, transparent falls, blinding white snow. In all of it, they really excel here. From graphics to art design, this game is absolutely gorgeous. Flowing rivers, lush foliage, detailed textures, striking shadows, and ray tracing. This is the rare instance of a game that was like originally teased as a graphical showcase like years ago, and then the final product actually looks really good. With that being said, I did play on PC, and even on a high-end PC, I did have some issues. The occasional stuttering, a few glitches with some enemies floating, a few crashes, and some little frame rate issues, especially as you get deeper into the game. Means if you're sensitive to this stuff, you should maybe wait or do some more research with a PC nerd reviewer. I've seen some critics not have any issues. I've seen some have worse than me. I also have not seen a controversial issue. I believe none of my fellow reviewers have either, meaning definitely wait until we know what's up, because this game is coming in a little hot. The potential technical issues muffle what is otherwise a really fun game. Like I said, be warned, it's not a Souls, and some Souls fans who love the combat, fine. Don't let me shoot you, for sure. Me personally, playing this game, I'm having a blast. Wukong is a challenging, thrilling adventure with unique lore, setting, and vibe, and I definitely recommend it at some point. But that's it before you buy. You know how this goes by now. I give you some pros, some cons, and some pers.
Spaghetti is the worst pasta. It's like it's a homemade meal thing. It's the easiest to make.
Yeah.
And cheapest. It's the worst, and it's the worst pasta. It's the worst type as well.
Sure.
All right, so now we all know it's pasta, right?
Anyway,
Spaghetti never existed. Yeah, it's always pasta.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this completely changed.
So this changes the conversation. Don't get me wrong. Like I fucking love steak. Steak's like awesome.
Okay.
But that's just like top two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, now this changes.
I'm definitely.
Well, pasta has.
That's awesome. So I think but steak is just over. It's a steak. You know? Now none of this. Are you counting chicken steak? Though?
Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of steak, any kind of meat.
So,
That is
so
steak.
just wait, what is steak for?
Now, actually, so you said, I have had that history of saying steak is made, but that's just because the steaks that my dad cooked with me growing up. But the steak place, no, I've said it to his face many times, I don't give a fuck. But the steak place that you guys take me to in London,
Baltimore's great.
that one completely made me change my mind on steak. Like, that's easily one of the best steaks I've ever had in my
That
life.
was great. Very expensive, but fucking amazing.
Oh, but yeah, but
I
like,
remember we took John. Do you remember we took John?
yeah.
John was like crying.
John wasn't even doing the whole stuff.
John we took to Bright Festival to a steak restaurant, and I was like, guys, we gotta take this. John was like, he like looked serious. And he was like, how's your steak? And then he like looked like he locked in. He was like, I would like.
It's like steak.
You couldn't come, right?
Yeah, I can come.
Yeah, John like, I would like steak. Then like no blinking, steak. And then I'm like, so yeah.
And he was like, nothing in 5 minutes.
And I was like, you're trying to the bone was, I didn't like bone marrow that much anyway, but that is, dude, that steak is so good. That's so good.
That definitely made me change my mind personally about like how good a steak can get. But if we're putting it up against pasta, bro, it's hard to beat.
Went to that, the Italian restaurant I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I go there so fucking often. The guy invited me to the anniversary.
Oh,
of the
shit.
restaurant.
Is that the one that you took like us and like Chad and
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, hey, come to the anniversary.
I broke so many cocoons too when I was playing this.
Mm.